My accent. I'm from Atlanta. First one is entitled Beauty. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Now wait, it's just when I hold her. Like a flower soon to full bloom but not yet to be. Like the dew on new grass sprouting from the earth or fresh autumn leaves falling delicately from the trees. Beauty is in her eyes. His eyes, yours and mine, see, we see what we see, what is what we see, true beauty. All right, thank you. That's the only reason I wanted to chair. All right. The next piece is a bit of a favorite of mine. So far it's become a favorite. It's entitled, What Are Lullabies and Nursery Rhymes For? A young soul walked down the cold, long road till he came across an old soul, and he asked that old soul, like, can you tell me the answer to a riddle I so desperately tried to find? And I can't quite know the meaning of lullabies and nursery rhymes. Chuckled the old head, reached into his bag of tricks, put out a book that said, fix this, and he told him, young blood, the answer could be seen by the blind. I tell you the true meaning of lullabies and nursery rhymes, and he told him, moving past infinity, undermining divinity, warp speeding above you and me and into a place like nowhere, weightless to go there. No heat, just cold air, can't breathe. There's no air and into the center of the pupil that floats above the triangle, space shaped on the back of a green scrolls grid, where the God we trust and lies and the truth is hid. It is there the eye sits with a steady sparkle and a twinkle, twinkle, little star. The green scrolls in my pocket, I locked it in. Now I know just where you are. I went to the heavens so flying, up above the world so high. So far to the future, I ended up in the past to shed blood on the earth that was dug into minds while being dug into the minds to get the blood. Diamonds there shine like demon eyes in the sky. And he sits at the table, trades his soul for chains and rings, even knowing what they really smell like, making circles around the rosary. Eating with angels, but he cannot see his plate is full of posies. Dust to dust and ashes to ashes while he sits on the world's axis. The angels he sits with have already fallen down. But while this jack is running backwards up the hill, his Jill came hungrily after. But this Miss Mary, quite contrary, lost her little lamb in a ghetto's disaster. So now with no sheep to lead and no light to follow, gone was her lead, Jack, her black male role model, so she changes her name to Miss Mary Mack. Mac, like her skin daily dressed in black, prayed at the foot of the wall where Humpty Dumpty sat, and she was answered. For 7 winds blew for 7 days and for 7 nights, and Humpty Dumpty did rock in his cradle at the mountaintop. Sure, when clear did the smoke as the bough broke, still he did fall, and down came Humpty Dumpty into his noose, oil canvas, gold cradle, and all. And all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't get across the board in order to put Humpty Dumpty together again. So he sent his itsy-bitsy spider overseas and up those twin tower water spouts with a suicidal plane and a suicidal clock screaming Allah from his mouth, partnered with the red-eyed, white-furred, blue-tailed mouse. The clock struck 911. The mouse was stunned and history, victory, mocked. Clouds in the news loudly be proclaimed and said that London Bridge had fallen down, no playing around. See, London Bridge had fallen down, and I ain't lying, lady, but it hasn't mattered lately, since men float with boats and submarines, and still birds have flown with machines across the land to save thee. Still this blackjack ran free. A Kunta Kinte with shiny chain and fetter, he kept his feet so he ran quick, jumped over 400 years of slavery hurdles, yet his seeds remain to be slavery fertile, and they can't escape the bright karmic industrious flame of the candlestick. And now, even his lineage's holy grail wilts even wicker willows while washing grace within warrior woman's wombs. His Jill was locked away in her tomb. Some say they'll find each other and they'll see, so succeed, so sacralized trees leave leaves and softly garden gardens that bloom to bloom. But only time and his friends, past, present, present, and future, know the truth. For they hold the knowledge of before and now and what's in store. The folk tales of folklores to bring joys, heal pains, and cover sores. Across on and offshore, to carefully define, to know, undefine those lies that so desperately bind and intertwine with the veins inside one's mind, to hide, make fun of, mockery, all that is history, to blind those who can clearly see, is what lullabies and nursery rhymes are for. Our last piece I wrote the day of the Rochester Slam competition, which I think it assisted me getting on the team. I guess the Rochester Teen Slam team. So this is one of the pieces I used in the competition. I wrote it that very morning. It's entitled Envision. Let's take a walk down the dark, cold road. Alone he strode, just him and no other soul. On a path where roses and 10-inch thorns intertwine. Enter an endless labyrinth made up in the mind where gray skies arise and the sun kindly shines. This is the mind of a black man, a young black man. He's lost in his own maze, stuck in his own days. The corners, concrete and cocaine are the only solid rocks on which this young black man stands. This cookie snatching, wreaking havoc, and misses, famous for his hustle, plus he's 16, dangerous, locally renowned for his muscle. He's a hot head with a hot hand and a hot hip. That's where he keeps his ratchets, aims for the top spot, so anyone in his way, he's quick to let him have it. And needless to say, even though his pockets was fat, he wanted chump change. He strode up on the block with his twins, with the West Extracting, robbed the dice game. Well, he robbed the coke drawer of Jesus' finest, grabbed 150 off the ground, plus 500 and some coke from one of Jesus' prime men. And that young man was 14. But just like his daddy and his uncle and his big brother, this brother, our hustler, is just another young blood who brings shame to his name, his race, his baby moms, and his mother. And on the block sits this hustler, not expecting a surprise when up rode that 14-year-old and his goons in their pitch black death rides, and he didn't see it coming. Maybe because they blew out the back of his eyes. And for his unborn son, things won't change. He'll hear the story of his old man, and the cycle will just start all over again. So come with me. Let's take a walk down a dark, cold road. Along he strode, just him and no other soul, on a path where lilacs and poisonous posies intertwine, where black skies arise and the sun never shines. This is the bottomless pit in one man's mind. Yeah, just the young white man's mind. His parents don't understand, see, little do they comprehend. He secretly writes his last will and testament after his suicide plan. Why? Because he didn't see the light. The kids at school disliked and friends he couldn't find, so he went Columbine and he didn't have a good start, but he maintained a good heart. But even that was ripped apart after his dad beat him till he was bleeding and his sister burned up all his art. And one never witnessed a soul suffer so much harm. You know he's dead. Just look, there's open pills on the table, there's a rope around his neck, bullet hole in your head after he split up his arm. Come with me. Let's take a walk down the dark, cold road. Alone he strode, just him and no other soul. Where tulips, weeds, and Venus flytraps intertwine, where gray and black skies rise, but no matter the hue of the clouds, the S-O-N still shines. This is the very narrow path in one man's mind. Not a color, nor race, just the young man's mind. The oldest sibling in his family trying to be the man of the house because his mom's on welfare and his dad is freaked out, plus he's 15 trying to be all he can be, and his twin daughters, they love him. The baby mother doesn't. He wants to be there unlike his father that wasn't. And if that's not enough to stop the kid, he just found out he's HIV positive. He caught it from his new girl, cheated on his burnt cousin, and damn. Level to the ground, he fights for the right to be college bound. So even though his life and his mind ain't sound, he decided that he would never give. No matter how hard it gets, that he would put his trust in God and die in Christ only to live. And a success story he became. Live he did. I say to you, as your trials and tributes come, you can be strong by never giving up, and I promise far you will go. Come with me, let's take a walk. No, let's take a stroll. No matter the weather or road, we're going to be wise and take it slow. Yeah, those are the words. Be wise and take it slow. Yeah.